My name is Austin Fisher, and I'm going to be talking to you about Dante's Inferno and his plea to us to make a choice and act. The hottest places in hell are reserved for those who in time of moral crisis preserve their neutrality. He who passively accepts evil is as much involved in it as he who helps to perpetuate it. He who accepts evil without protesting against it is really cooperating with it. In Canto 3, Dante describes a region on the edge of hell, just outside its gates, where those who have not sinned are tortured by colossal wasps and flies, born from putrefaction, and who live to cause eternal torment. He indicates the crime of those in this vestibule as the lack of crime altogether. They face torment for their lack of activity, for their choice not to choose, for their cowardice in life. Here lies the long train of people who only engage in neutrality within their lives. Their cowardice has displeased both God and his enemies. Here Dante establishes that no choice is a choice, and that the choice to be passive, to ignore the good and evil alike, will earn us disdain from all forces. Those who behave this way in life deserve to both be forgotten and eternally tortured, stuck in this vestibule without hope, fame, or mercy. Dante's sentiments stand strong today, and there's a reason why JFK and MLK interpret Dante's canto this way, to mean that inactivity deserves the worst punishment, and that inactivity promotes injustice. Dante makes this call to us from the 13th century, as shown in the Italian here. He describes the depth of torture and hopelessness faced by those in Canto 3, in order to warn us against passivity. The goal of this canto is for the reader to choose to make a choice, and in doing so make a difference and be accepted into the realms of heaven. So what Dante says is great. He's calling to us from the 13th century in his Italian vernacular to get out there and do something, to make a difference and perform some kind of action. But the problem is that in our generation, we perceive action where there is none. We think that by liking or sharing a post on Facebook, we're doing something to contribute to this world. But the reality is, from behind our computer screens, we are no better than the cowards of Dante's Inferno. A CNET article explores just this. They expose the fact that Facebook activism rarely goes deeper than a single click. And they do this by looking at the Save Darfur campaign. What they find is that out of the 1 million people who joined the account to support Darfur, 99.76% never donated money. They basically just established that Facebook activism does not go very deep. They reinforce the fact that people who sit behind their computer screen are yet again the cowards of Dante's Inferno. So the phenomenal power of the internet is that it makes everything so transparent. Within one click of our mouse, we can instantly see everything bad going on in the world all at once. We can see the police brutality. We can see videos of the Arab Spring. We know what's going on at every moment, and yet we don't act. The Atlantic looks into the effect this widespread availability of information has, and finds that we've become a generation of skimmers who, similarly to clicking like without following up, jump between headlines and attractive tidbits of information. He explains this when he says, "Once I was a scuba diver in a sea of words. Now I zip along the surface like a guy in a jet ski." So what we need to do is reclaim the scuba diver essence of our past. We need to be able to jump into the transparency that the internet provides and use the multitude of information to our advantage. And this is how we can do this. You can donate, you can volunteer, or you can sign a petition. But at the end of the day, don't sit behind your screen meandering on Facebook. We need to follow Dante's words and react to what's going on and make a choice to act.